Get started, I usually throw a little bit of oil at the bottom of the pot. I usually use olive oil, but I'm out of it today, so I'm using coconut oil. My meat is a little bit frozen, so I put it into this bowl, broke it up into smaller pieces so that when I put it in my pot, it will cook quicker. I'll cover it down and let that cook up a little bit. In my other pot, I have my boiling water. Again, I'll usually throw a little bit of olive oil in there, but I don't have, so I didn't bother to do it for this one. The pasta that I love to use is this Go-Go Quinoa brand. It's so delicious, so yummy. The kids devour it. It's made from white rice and quinoa. They have others as well. This one's fazuli, there is penne, there's macaroni, and then the spaghetti we also use is from them. I put one full box in to boil, and that will serve all three of us. So as I check my meat, what I want to do is turn it up a little bit. We don't want one side cooking too much. As it starts to cook and soften, it will get easier to break up the small pieces into even more small pieces. So just keep breaking it up, mixing it around so that all the sides get nice and cooked. It will also spring some water as well. So it will have some water at the base of it so that it doesn't stick. We cover it back down for a little bit again, and we just wait a little bit. The pasta is boiling. It will be done soon. This pasta is amazing. It does not take very long. And if you like it al dente, it will be al dente in like 7 minutes, I believe. All right, so we're checking in on it again, and we're just breaking it up, moving it around. As you can tell, it's cooking. It's getting nice and brown. This is a trick you can use. So sometimes, like I took this meat out of the freezer from this morning. So it's lunchtime now, and I took it out when I woke up this morning, but it didn't quite defrost when I needed it at lunch a couple hours later. So this is what I usually do, break it up and then kind of let it defrost in the pot. Ideally, obviously, I would want it to be completely defrosted before I start cooking, but on a busy day like this where we have meetings and school and Seth has to eat in a certain time frame, this is what I do. So it's a quick little trick. Oh, let me take my pot cover off my pasta. All right, so now it's time for me to add my dry seasonings. I use Mrs. Dash, this garlic and herb in the teal bottle, my fave. I also use the yellow one sometimes if I can't get the teal one. I added some garlic powder as well as some sea salt. So I use the pink Himalayan sea salt. I also threw in some Worcestershire sauce or Worcester sauce, however you say it. I know everybody has a different way of saying it. Mix it up. If it is that I had fresh like oregano and green onions, I would have added that in there as well. It's all based on taste and personal preference, but this is the basics that I use, and then I mix it up, cover it down, and I get it ready for me to put my pasta sauce in. I don't like to add my pasta sauce until I know my meat is cooked through properly, because of course when you add your pasta sauce you can't really see if it's not cooked well. I'm getting my cauliflower rice ready. I'm just breaking it up into smaller pieces. So my pasta is just about ready. I'll leave it in there for a little bit while I throw my cauliflower rice in. I uncover my meat and I get ready to throw my cauliflower rice in. So I take my cauliflower rice straight from the freezer, probably a couple minutes before, break it up a little bit into smaller pieces so it's easier to mix into the meat. Then I just make sure to mix it into the meat really, really well. Break up any of like the big chunks that might still be there. It does not take very long to cook at all. Cauliflower rice is one of the quickest and easiest things to use, and I love it. I also love the fact that it's in here. It's not hidden. I always tell the kids it's there, and they love it. They just devour it. So I mix it in really, really well. Make sure all the pieces are broken up, and then I will cover it down again, let it simmer up and mix in with the meat and cook up really nicely, and then I will add my pasta sauce. My pasta is ready, so I'm just going to take it to the sink, strain it, and then I'm going to set it aside while I finish my meat sauce. So my cauliflower rice is almost there. There are just a few chunks that I have to break up, and that's okay because the cauliflower rice has been in there cooking and it's now soft enough that I could continue to use my spatula to break it up and then mix it into my meat. And I will make sure that it's all nicely mixed up in there, and then I'll get ready to add my pasta sauce. The pasta sauce I like to use is the one from Costco. I get three bottles in a packet, and it is like a basic, a marinara pasta sauce that I like to use. Of course, in an ideal world, I love to be able to make my own pasta, but right now this works for me especially on busy days like this. This bottle has 6 grams of sugar in it, which is another bonus, which is why I like to use this one. I try not to have anything more than that. I use a quarter bottle to start, and then I blend it up nice and evenly and mix the meat and the cauliflower rice into the sauce. I find like your pasta sauce doesn't have to be like overly saucy, and I prefer to have like less sauce, and then I could add on more if I want to. So at the beginning, I just mix it in, make sure everything is nicely blended. At this point, I will look to see, do I want more pasta sauce or do I want to leave it as is? If it is that I want to add a little bit more, like now, I'll add a little bit more and then I'll continue to mix it in. But I won't add like a whole bottle into one packet of meat and one packet of cauliflower rice. So that's what I do. And if it is I had cheese, I would throw some cheese in there now as well. But I was out of cheese, so I didn't bother. But that's an option as well. But you don't have to do that. You can if you want, or you can leave that step out and just use your cheese for topping when you are plating your meal. So I'm just mixing it up really, really well, and then I'll cover it back down and I'll leave it to cook. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I add a little bit of maple syrup in there as well for a little bit of sweetness. So we like the little bit of sweet and savory type flavors. So I add a little bit of maple syrup in there. I threw a little bit extra Mrs. Dash and I mixed it up and I covered it back down and let it cook up for a little bit longer. I also like to add in extra veggies when I can. I threw in some shredded carrots. Again, it was a very busy day, so I just threw them in like that. Normally, if I have a little bit more time, what I would do is I would actually chop those shredded carrots up a little bit more so they're not like just randomly sticking out of everywhere. So I'm using my spatula to kind of break it up a little bit, and so that it will be nice and blended into our pasta sauce and meat sauce, and it just looks good. The carrots don't take long to cook at all, so they could be the last thing that goes in, and then I will just cover it back down for a little bit longer and let everything mix in, all the flavors and everything kind of blend together, and then in about a couple minutes I will be ready to plate and serve. And that is it. It's time to eat. This sounds amazing. I love to hear a pot bubble like that. Of course, you hear Lexi crying in the background, but this is mom life here, real life. So that's something you might hear in the videos. And now it's time to plate and serve. So this is Seth Ozone that I'm taking out, and I will give him 2 nice big scoops of meat sauce and cauliflower rice, and then I will serve Honey in a smaller little bowl that we have. These are from IKEA. We love these bowls, easy to use them all the time, and both kids love this meal. They always ask for extra. Again, you can top this with cheese. So after cooking, I actually had to go to a meeting. So that took about an hour. Both kids ate. Seth went back to school. And now I can have my lunch. So I'm just saying thank you to the Lord for my meal and for the food that we have on our table today. I say grace before meals. And when I was really young, I learned to say one Hail Mary for our family, like a prayer for our family. So that's what I always do. And then I devour my meal. No, I'm just kidding. Then I enjoy my meal. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you try it. This is one of our favorite meals. It's super easy to make, so quick, and is so delicious. If you make it, let me know. Drop it in the comments or send me a message. I'd love to hear from you.